All right, this is the video for Math 8.7. It's the last lesson in this chapter. It's the learning target is to solve one-step linear equations. All right, one step just means you have one thing to do. Linear means it's a straight line. Equation means that you have a variable. Okay? Now, these are going to look similar if they would have an equal sign. Okay? We did a bunch of these in our last chapter where they were like y minus 3 equals 9, and you want to solve for y. How do you get y? You add 3 here, add 3 here, and you get y equals 12. And then you check it, you put 12 in there, 12 minus 3, does that equal 9? It does. Okay? So that's how you get your solution to y. Now we're going to do the same type of thing, but instead of using equalities, we're using inequalities. Okay. We've just got to pretend or think about the inequality as an equal sign. Okay? You have two parts. You have this side, you have that side. Now I come here, I want to solve for y. And the way I do that is I get rid of this. Add 3 here, add 3 here. Okay? Now, y greater than 12. Okay? So if y is greater than 12, it will work with this inequality. And all I did was the same thing I do with an equality. I got rid of the 3 here by adding it to each side, so it left me with just y and 12. Now I'm going to graph it. Okay, so it's greater than, so it doesn't include 12. So it has to be a circle. It's not going to include it, it's greater than it. Okay? So it's not 12, but it starts at 12. Everything greater than 12. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my original equation, and I'm going to pick one of these numbers on the line because I think all of these will work. If one works, they all work. If one doesn't work, I've done something wrong. So I'm going to pick 14 here. I'm going to say y is 14. 14 minus 3, oops, 14 minus 3 greater than 9. Let's do this, 11. Is 11 greater than 9? It is, so that is a solution to this inequality. So it's everything, can't be 12, but it can be everything greater than 12. Because if it was 12 minus 3, that would be 9 greater than 9. Nope, that does not work. So it can't be 12, but it could be everything greater than. It could even be 12.1. 12.1 would be a little bit more than 12, and so it would give me a little bit more than 9. Okay? All right. So that's adding. And it's just an equation, you're solving it, and then you're graphing it. Let's go over here to the subtraction one. I'm going to do one adding, one subtracting, one multiplying, and one dividing. So subtraction, n plus 2 less than or equal to 5. I treat this as just like an equal for now. So I want to find out what n is. I have a plus 2 here, so I subtract 2 from each side. That gives me n equals, oops, not equals, I bring this down. N is less than or greater than 3. Okay? So now I'm going to graph it. Come over here. 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 1. Okay, so n is equal to or less than 3. It's equal to, so it's going to include 3. But then it has to be all the numbers less than 3. So if less than, I'm coming this way. Okay? Now I'm going to check it. I always like to check. So I go back to my original problem, n plus 2 less than or equal to 5. I'm going to pick 1 here. 1. 1 plus 2 less than or equal to 5. That's 3. Is 3 less than or equal to 5? Yeah, it's less than. So because it's less than, it works. Now, because I think it includes 3, I want to even check that one. Change that to 3. Oh, no. Okay. Now I'm going to say n is 3. 3 plus 2, 5. So 3 plus 2 is 5, less than or equal to 5. Is 5 less than or equal to 5? Yeah, it's equal to 5, so it works. Okay? So you just solve for the variable, and then you graph it just like we did the last lesson, 8.6. Okay? All right, so that's adding and subtracting. Let's do it with multiplying and dividing. So I have x divided by 6 is greater than or equal to 7. Now, I want to solve for x. What's happening to x? It's being divided by 6, so I multiply it by 6. I multiply each side by 6. This gives me x greater than or equal to 42. So I'm thinking x equals something that's greater than or equal to 42. Let's graph it. 42, 43, 44. We'll go back here, 41, 40. Okay? So it's greater than or equal. Once it's equal, it includes that number. Starts at 42. It's a solid dot because it includes 42. Now I need every number that's greater than that. I'm going this way. Okay? Let's check it with 42. If I put 42 in here, 42 divided by 6 greater than or equal to 7. Well, I know 42 divided by 6 is 7. And 7 is greater than or equal to 7. Now, I know this is not going to give me an even number, but let's try 44. Okay? We're going to say x is 44. So it's 44 divided by 6 greater than or equal to 42. Or 7, not 42. Got to go back to the original problem. Okay? So now I do 44 divided by 6 equals 7.3. Is 7.3 greater than or equal to 7? Yeah, it's greater than. So I know that 44 works, 42, I know 43 will work. Everything greater is going to be greater than or equal to 7. Okay? All right. You should be pretty familiar with this. We did a lot of these last chapter solving for the variable. Okay? This one's, we're going to use division to solve this one. We have 10 times x is less than 8. All right, so I want to find out what x is. It's times 10, so now I'm going to divide each side by 10. Okay? And I'm going to get x is less than 8 divided by 10 is going to be 0.8. You could do it in a fraction if you want. I'm going to do it as a decimal, 0.8. All right? So x must be less than 0.8. Let's graph it. I'm going to do 0.8 here, 0.7, 0.6, 0.9, and then that'd be 1. 0. Okay. So it's less than 0.8. So it doesn't include 0.8. It's not equal to it. So it's a circle, but not including it. Now it has to be everything less than that. I know the less is to the left. This way. Okay. Let's try, I'm just going to try 0.6 here. 10 times 0.6 needs to be less than 8. Okay. 10 times 0.6 equals 6. Is 6 less than 8? Yep. If I would do 0.7, gets me 7. Is 7 less than 8? Yep. Let's do something above here. Let's do 9. 0.9. 10 times 0.9, that's 9. Is 9 less than 8? No. So that does not work. So the only numbers that will work are starting here and going this way. Less than. Okay, see what you can do and watch the guided practice and then try the independent practice. If you have any questions, let me know.